Hello, my name is Drew Gripe, and this is my audition tape to be sent into the Gaiety School of Acting. My first monologue is from a play called The Typists, and it features a character called Dave. My second monologue is from the play The Matchmaker, and it features a character called Cornelius Hackman. I grew up in the poor side of Brooklyn. My parents were at each other's throat most of the time. It was a miserable childhood. I had no brothers or sisters. It was just three of us living in this old, run-down house with cats crying and screaming all night in the alley. Why my parents ever got married, I don't know. And why they stayed together for as long as they did, I don't know that either. They're separated now, but it doesn't much matter anymore. They were as unlike as any two people could be. All my father wanted to do was to be left alone to smoke his pipe and listen to the radio. And my mother, she was a pretty woman. She knew how to dress all right. She liked to go out and enjoy herself. I was stuck between the two of them, and they pulled on both sides. I couldn't talk to one without being accused of being guilty. I couldn't touch or kiss one of them without being afraid that the other would see and that there would be a fight. I had to grow up keeping my thoughts to myself. I had to grow up wishing for some kind of miracle. I remember coming home from school one afternoon. I must have been 12 or 13. There was a man in the living room with my mother, and they weren't doing anything. They were just sitting and talking. But I felt something was going on. I seemed to stop breathing, and I ran out of the house and I threw up on the curbstone. Later on, I promised myself that I would make a miracle happen, that I wouldn't have to be anywhere I didn't want to be, that I wouldn't have to do anything that I didn't want to do, that I could be me without being afraid. But it's rough. With a background like mine, you're always trying to catch up. It's as if you're born 2 steps behind the next pole. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There we sit cooped up in Yonkers years and years, and all the time wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy are walking around New York, and we don't know them at all. I don't know whether from where you're sitting you can see, well, for instance, the way her eye and forehead and cheek all come together up here, and the kind of fireworks that shoot out of her eyes all the time. I can tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God. You can talk all you like about Niagara Falls and the pyramids. They aren't in it at all. Of course, up there in Yonkers, they came to the store all the time and bought this and that, and I said, "Yes, ma'am, and that'll be 75 cents, ma'am." And I watched them. But today, I've actually talked to one, equal to equal. Equal to equal. And to the finest one that ever existed, in my opinion. They're so different from men. Why, everything that they say and do is so different, you just feel like laughing all the time. Golly, they're different from men. And awfully mysterious, too. Why, they have this kind of wall around them of pride, a sort of play acting. I bet you could know a woman 100 years and never be really sure whether she liked you or not. This minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job and my future and everything that people think is important, but I don't care. Even if I have to dig ditches for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.